Anyways, that's a house. That house just got finished. They're just finishing up. This one here is also in the works. And I was going to talk to you about that. What do you guys think of this? This is it's a green gray. Assuming the colors come out pretty good, you know, for you on YouTube. Green gray. I like it. I think maybe a little green it would have been better. What does that come out for you guys? Does that look like green gray to you? Anyways, this is a green gray. That one I did a blue gray, kind of a blue gray or blue gray and light gray combo. And this is like a green gray with a light green or light gray combo. Anyhow, wrapping up. It feels so good to be wrapping up these places. I've got. I'm about to go in here. We'll see if it's. I always highly recommend these. If you can remember them, the combos. I did. See, now I don't do anything live from here very well in number of months. So, you know, look at jumping up 3/4 of a point. Again, that's 3%. This is a real significant move, and it's going to keep going up. And, you know, I don't think it's still even terribly high. And let me explain. It doesn't mean it's okay to invest or not to invest. You always have to get the best deal you can get. And I mean, not just the best deal you can get, you have to get a good deal. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything based on, oh, it's the best deal I could make. That's all they'd go down. You can't think in those terms. You have to understand you got to buy at about 35% under market. That's your hedge against everything. Inflation, that's your hedge against a decrease in value, which is you're going to see. Because listen, it's just simple math. When they increase the interest rate, it blows people out because people are reliant on borrowed money. Everybody that buys houses, I mean, I'll just say 99% of the people that buy homes are reliant on a bank loan. You know, I started with a bank loan. Most everybody does. You get older, your mortgage gets paid off. If you're an investor like me, then you know you make money. It doesn't even matter. You pay cash. I paid for cash for the 12 homes that I bought in this neighborhood. That's simple. But most people, they're not how much. They're how much a month. And when you're a how much a month buyer consumer, then interest rates mean everything to you. Because this is one of the reasons you'll see, like when interest rates dropped, you could have what was maybe a $200,000 or $300,000 neighborhood when interest rates were. Oh, hey, Bobby. Good morning. Sorry, I had to ignore your call. I'll see you. Come see you. I thought apparently my AC guy drives the same Dodge truck as my main carpenter. I thought that was him. Conditioner. Turns out it was an air conditioner. Anyways, very important that you don't buy like a consumer. You know what I mean? You gotta buy like a wholesaler. And I don't mean like the wholesaler in the sense I hear people discussing wholesaling. Even that's not good enough. These guys that run around and try to get in between the buyer and the seller to make 10%, I mean, or 10 grand, it's just not worth it. It's a waste of time. To me, it's a waste of time. You can make 100 grand on every house you buy, or 60 grand, or a significant amount comparatively. In fact, look at this video we just did yesterday, which is it's a nice little profit. Mike Stizza, if you get a chance to watch that, Mike's, he bought 3 houses for. He bought 3 houses for $36,000, and he sold 2 of them right off the bat, I think for $54,000. And so he got all this money back, plus about 10 grand in his pocket, and now he's got a house for free. And somebody just commented here, let me take a look. Hey buddy, just bought the book, can't wait to start my real estate journey. Hey Andrew, great. Listen, if you like that book, consider getting in the mentorship. It's a really good time to get your skills and not be in a hurry. I would never tell anybody don't invest, but I'll certainly tell people don't invest if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, really, the risk-reward factor is too great. When you don't know what you're doing, you may be putting yourself into a bad situation that'll last you, 10 years. And you can't afford to have a 10-year setback when you're trying to build your wealth. And this is what This is why I can't stand these fake gurus. I'm sick of these guys, ripping off young men and young women and young couples and setting them so far back. These guys, they get trapped into a $997 course, and then it turns into a $5,000 course, and then it turns into a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 investment in with one of these fake gurus, and then the next thing you know, you've got your seed capital tied up in some low return investment at best, and you're screwed. You're screwed, and you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. And let me tell you, my email, I've gotten full of people that have handed money. In fact, watch that video with Mike Stiz. He told me he gave $17,000 to one guy. And he said, just in my class alone, he said, and mine's a fraction of what he paid. It's a fraction of that, a small fraction of that. And he said, yours is so much better, worth so much more. But it's not just that, it's because I mentor. Okay, it's wonderful when listen, how many times you've been balled up with a computer and you needed somebody with more skill than you have to get you through a program. You call up and they go, oh no, just do this. Well, that's what it's like when you have a good mentor like me. So just do this, don't worry about it, do this. Or worry about it, let's do this. That can happen too. A mentoring makes all the difference. It'll take you to success so much quicker, and you just avoid all the pitfalls, and you don't want to miss the opportunity. And listen, I don't mentor just anybody. You got to be smart, and you got to have money in the bank. If you don't have at least 10 grand in the bank, I can't help you. There's some people, I might be let in that have a little less than $10,000, but you got to figure out how to get your hands on some capital, because it's an important part of it, right? And I'm not saying you can't do it. You could, even if you have, but if you don't have much money and you're young, I understand. If you're 30, 40 years old and you don't have 10 grand, I worry about you, because you got other problems besides, I don't know why you don't have 10 grand. Anybody can save 10 grand by the time they're 30. Anybody. Listen, I had a guy, an immigrant from Mexico, barely spoke English. He actually didn't speak English. Barely spoke English, I'll say that. He didn't speak real good English. But he spoke well enough to come talk to me and tell me thank you. He rented from me for 10 years, and he just paid cash for a gas station. And this is more than 20 years ago. But he rented from me an apartment building that I owned, and he said, yeah, Mr. Tom, he goes, I want to say thank you, enjoyed staying here. He goes, I just paid, I think he paid $125,000 or $130,000 cash for the real estate and the gas station business, and it was a small town somewhere, and he was on his way. And I know people like that. I've even had some Mexican folks that work for me that they're going, what do we do? We have 100 grand. What can we do with it? And I'll say, you know what? I'll borrow it from you. I'll give you 5%, for a year, just to give them something for it. And and there's small money. And by the way, this is a time when, guess what? Consumer lending, basically what we call owner financing. But there's no reason that some of you people that have cash that want to, just want some passive income, want to make 5% or more, you can compete with the banks. Right now, the banks are charging 7.3 for a residential loan, and if you know what you're doing, you're good. You got to know value again. If you're going to loan somebody money on a home, you got to know what you're doing. But, even that, you can get, I would loan somebody, I'm not going to, I'm not making the offer, but if I had an abundance of cash and I didn't already know how to invest in real estate, I could see loaning somebody maybe, a few $100,000 against an asset that's worth double that, where they're going to give me 5%, and I'm in the first position, so that if they do default, I can take the property away and not only recoup my 300, I can add a couple hundred by, selling it for, because it'd be more than, I would only loan probably 50 cents on the dollar. So I would make money on it. And not that I want to be in the business of loan sharking and taking money from people, but I'm just saying, money is expensive enough now from the institutional banks that private lending is a real good alternative if you can get a good deal. Listen, I never pay more than 4-5% for private money. I just don't. When I was younger, I paid 10% for private money, which, by the way, I don't mind if I'm using that cash to buy something that is worth, if I think I can make a couple $100 grand on a deal, I'll pay 10% on $100 grand, no big deal. Why not? Paying 10% on $100 grand, $10,000 a year, You know, maybe a point, add another, you know, $1,000 or two. That's peanuts. That's a lot cheaper than having that person partner with you and giving up 50% of your deal. You know, and that's the deal. You got to be smart enough to make deals that are so good that you're just giddy and excited that, oh, I can't wait, this thing's gonna lose. That's why I've stayed high basically on real estate for 41 years, because every time I make a deal, they say, this is great, I'm gonna make some money, you know. And sometimes that's a huge home run, sometimes it's just maybe 10, 20, 30, $40,000, you know, and that's okay. But you know, your standards get higher and higher as your pocketbook grows, because you can do so. But I can tell you, when you're starting out, you know, small with maybe $10,000, it's easier to double and triple 10 grand on a small investment than it is with 100 grand or 200 grand. And I'm not saying exclusively. I've done some, you know, I've made a couple $1 million with 200 grand. But it's easier to do. It's because there's more opportunities under 100 grand than anything else. So look, I just wanted to check on the house and share with you guys a little bit. We're doing some webinars. Hit that subscribe button. I got to remember this stuff. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested in making money in real estate. But check out the link to the free webinar and or the mentorship survey. You can go in and take the mentorship survey. I prefer you buy the book before you take the mentorship survey, but either way, go ahead and do it. But you can take the mentorship survey, get in the free webinar, and listen. You're never too late. You know, I got guys that are millionaires that jump in the class. I got guys that are not millionaires, you know, that get in the class. And I got women too, by the way. And, you know, look at all the testimonials at FlipAnythingUSA.com, and maybe you'll see somebody that you liken to yourself, you know, that's like you know, similar occupation, you know, maybe similar age, maybe, you know, female, male, whatever. You know, it's good to identify somebody with you that you can identify with, and you see, oh my gosh, this guy's making, or this gal's making money. And, you know, and then you realize, oh yeah, that could be me too. I don't know. Anyways, you guys take care, and let me see if there's any other questions here real quick. Oh, hey, Liam, good morning. Liam, Liam, like me, he probably identify with me. He's a carpenter, I'm a carpenter. And, you know, and Liam's made a lot of money. He's made, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a very short time. And, you know, and made some really amazing deals, Liam. I'm still blown away. Very, very great deal maker. And that's what's cool, is we got a whole, you know, we have a huge classroom now, and we got a lot of really smart deal makers. And hey, Cherish, that's another new student, and husband and wives, Cherish and Michael. You know, they're a husband and wife team. You know, that happens. I used to have, and I probably still do. Been a while since I've seen him, but I had a husband and wife team, and he would be in Dubai, and she would be in the States here somewhere, and they would get on at the same time in the same Zoom. And I don't mind couples coming in. You know, listen, I tell you, you got to make it your passion, and you got to be able to do it on your own. You know, you shouldn't need to lean on a wife, or a wife shouldn't need to lean on a husband. You know, as long as they stay out of the way, that's the number one thing. Believe me, I would pull into a neighborhood or pull up to a building, and my wife would say, where are we going? And, or why are we stopping here? And I'd say, oh, I just bought this. She'd go, oh, that's nice. You know what I mean? She understood that's my business. She wasn't even like, oh, you got to think about this. You know, I never heard any of that stuff. In fact, you know, when you get a sophisticated investor and they say, well, let me check with the wife. They're lying, okay? If I said it, I would be lying. I don't have to check with the wife. That's what I do. So anyways, don't fall victim to a fake guru. Get my book. I make $7 on it, full disclosure, and I think you can send it back if you don't like it. Listen, my book is worth more than most of the courses that are out there that cost 10 grand. So the mentorship is gold, and you really, I sincerely mean this. My legacy is going to be one of helping people make money, because I've got a record of it, and I've got a record of now of helping people make money, and that's what you need. You need somebody that has credibility and references, and I have all that. And if you don't look for that, then shame on you. You're going to get burned. You're going to get screwed, and you kind of got it coming if you don't do your due diligence. You know, these people that want to just close their eyes and hand a check to somebody and think they're going to be empowered. You're in dreamland. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. So hey, anyways, again, hit that subscribe button, get the book, go to FlipAnythingUSA.com, check out the mentorship. sign up for the webinar. Sign up for the webinar. I really enjoy the webinar because even if you're just remotely curious, you know, I'm finding people that are like, they're like, wow, you know what? I had no idea this was out there, Tom. And, you know, and it's just wonderful to see people, you know, pick up and start making money. And, you know, it's like riding a bicycle. You never rode one. You're going, oh man, it's pretty fun. I can get somewhere quick. So we'll see you later.